Big threat here for the scout to deal with. Monesi tries to dive out fast. Whoa, nice headshot. Gotta give it to Texas. Damage off the scout. Yes, both drop down, and so it's a quick reroute for Vitality.
So quick into these protocols.
Still, though, a couple pistols on site. Apex, he's the next victim.
Oh, okay.
We've got a beautiful bounce back, considering this is only the second pistol win of the series for Vitality.
It's so awkward because 3 players are in hell. They didn't have anyone back in lobby, so they can't guarantee the split. There has to be another kill coming out.
And there it is. One for Nico. This is damn near flawless at this point. You've got Rops with 100 health and Flamesy sitting on 10.
There's still something about this if this round drags out with Rops being on full HP. He's still got this AK. They haven't recovered this gun on site.
They give him space.
Yeah, they do.
As 2 players juggle guns, Kixan actually lets them out from heaven. Okay, finishes off the 10 health of Flamesy, so it's the 100 health Rops clutch versus 4. Players down beneath him, bested.
Somehow.
42 HP, he could make it to that B site.
Oh,
he could have gone.
Yeah, that's...
But obviously Nico's down there already just in case, so they have to just write this off. It is a force-buy victory for Falcons.
Okay, they can deny too. I guess we haven't had to see them try it because they've won so many pistols. No one is safe after a pistol round in this series. Nicely done here for Falcons.
موقع سيس جو سكنز هو موقع لتفتيح بكجات CS2. تبدأ قيمة البكجات بحوالي 3 سنت إلى $400 وفي باكج مجاني بيطلع لك كل يوم. كل صندوق بيحتوي على سكنات نادرة ونسبة طلوع كل سكن مكتوبة عليه حرفيا والسعر مكتوب. إذا شحنت بقيمة $2 أو أكثر بتدخل بسحب على أنك تربح سكنات أو أسلحة وسكاكين. تقدر تستخدم كود خصم هيكس وتحصل على زيادة بنسبة 10% ونص $. في عندك جميع طرق الدفع اللي ممكن تخطر على بالك في الموقع، فيزا، سكنات وكل شيء. والسلام عليكم. بدل سكناتك بسي اس 2 على سكنات تانية في بايرت سواب، افضل موقع لتبديل سكنات في اللعبة. استخدم كود هيكس بتاخذ 35% زيادة على كل مرة بتشحن فيها بالموقع. وشكرا.
That shot from Tesses was so clean through the fire as well.
حلوة.
I think the one thing they were missing when they got out through ramp, they wanted to go lower, but since they saw 2 there, then they committed to hell, but they didn't go back to lobby at the same time, so they didn't actually have a split happening. Also, because they lost a player along the way. Zaiwu solo rifle.
بلعولك بلاع. بلعته مش لها.
Monesi hit 35 kills last game.
ربحت.
And got the last word as well. We are watching CS at the highest level.
Timely peek from Nico here could spell disaster for the Vitality attempt at a buyback.
Just missing every single spot. Both players, in fact.
دير بالكم تخسروا هذا الفاينل. دير بالك دير بالك يا حمار يا نيكو.
I wonder if Flamesy actually saw something right there and just traded over the aggro to Zaiwu.
Smoke walls go down.
Solo AK.
Ooh, Apex is able to get past this. No confirmation on him getting into the garage, and you see Monesi flirting between ramp and outer.
When you kill Nico, sometimes you have outside, right? There's not always another player with him.
46 damage off the scout shot, and more importantly, just confirming this crawl is coming. They've got 30 seconds to pull off this round. Flamesy starting to take a sniff towards Secret.
Interesting. Going down lower.
Makes sense, I think, with the second gun. Secure that at least, and then a God-given gift for Rops.
Yeah, this is huge plans.
Allah لعبة بوش لعبة بوش.
Apex doubles back, just kind of taking a look at me. 15 seconds.
Oh,
he's going to look to drop down vent, and we've got nothing downstairs here. There is no contest for Falcons.
A steal back already. No one's even watching that. And another tech nine. 2 tech nine kills. Excuse me. 2 for the price of 1.
That looks like the same bullet, but it's not a collateral.
It seriously looked like the same bullet.
What is that? Dude, we continue to live in the subtick.
Oh my God. And that's Rops' 3rd kill with that tech 9.
From quick scopes to diffuses to these headshots.
Yeah, seriously.
Just how close this head-to-head gets down to. Flawless force buy back until this very sneaky Tesses moment. Would have loved to have denied an additional save, but at least 1 gun down as Vitality bounced right back.
Oh my gosh. Trading back twice, and it's because, again, Flamesy traded aggro with Zywoo. He took the duel with a solo AK, and then it's actually the
What is
real
this?
threat here. Okay, and
What is that?
I don't even know.
That's the same bullet, no?
1, 2, 3, 4. No, wow. It's just a stray shot there on
6 and
Monacy.
7.
My gosh.
Mind melting, Tech 9 headshots, and honestly, considering he got that kill,
الجيم الخامس هذا شباب وصلوا للخامس.
It felt to me like they really let their guard
فالكونز
down,
ربح
considering a
تنتين
teammate
وفايتاليتي
just
ربح
died
تنتين.
there.
They were real confused, and Apex somehow got into mini-int event as well to make matters worse. Falcons were just hoping that it wasn't going to end lower after that Nico kill. Vitality know what to do with the space. Another in a series of ridiculous situations.
الشيء ضايع.
But in these games of economic chicken, it's always the CTs who suffer. Their buys get worse. And their equipment's more expensive.
نهائي الفاينل شو
Nico's one of 2 rifles on this round, and
Dude, the
they
economic
save
games
the
of
day.
chicken that we've had back and forth. They try it again, and Tesses, unfortunately, not one of the better equipped, but has hit some nice headshots while holding off ramp. This one a little more labored. And unfortunately, him and Magis both dropped. Here comes Nico trying to clean up. Singular kill to his name, as it's Zywoo to make the difference. And it's Zywoo to hit the ground running. Of all of the individual moments we've had throughout all 4 previous maps, Zywoo's consistency from Mirage to Nuke is clearly being felt here.
Yeah, it looks like his best start so far. And now it's an easy decision here for Vitality, as they'll find a place to plant on the upper site. Totally MP vacated by the CTs who,
يعني هلا اللي
unlike
اللي
last
قاعد
round,
يصير راحة نفسية.
have actually made that rotation lower.
ليه؟
اسألني ليش؟
And
ليه؟
is
قصدك
there
ليه؟
a gun that Kixan can go and grab or
في
not? I
واحد
don't
ضايع
think so.
كتب لك
No, second
بالتعليقات
M4
اللي
is
وين
down in
الريد
hell
للورع.
off Nico's death.
شو هاد؟
Maybe he just grabs one of
واحد
his
كتب
own.
لك بالتعليقات.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we
وين
go.
الريل يا
Apex would be
زلمة؟
pissed about that.
قل له وين الريل يا
See
ورع.
if you can get him on tilt.
هلا
I think
بعتها
it's,
هلا
full
بهالثانية بعتها
focus. Nice
الشلب.
frag as well to just guarantee this exit.
Yeah, that's
ما
great.
تعمل
You whittle
upload.
down some cash here for Vitality.
No, that matters, man. It's 4 alive, and it would have only been 1 rifle save, so still a very good attack here for Vitality, coming into the ramp, fighting them through Turnpike. It's their utility down. You know, it had to be sort of a miracle from
هدي عم
Nico
بشوف
or someone else pushing through fire.
تبع الكيك اوف جول.
Unlikely to
كلهم.
happen.
حلوة في باصات حلوة ها.
بس ضروري كثير يضل
now looking at
البيت
the
ريت
board,
مثل
we've
اليوم.
got,
شايف قديش عم بكسل الفيس كام؟
That saved gun.
عليته
Monacis is
عليته.
on the floor somewhere, but no one else will be able to afford
يا
anything.
سلام بهالجون. اخذت مني اللي عاملين لهم كليب؟
Vitality like their ramp on anti-ecos in general. Another
Wshekra.
feature of their T-side
Huh?
nuke, we've especially seen at this
Wshekra.
event, is establishing secret no matter the
يو
round.
على البوس.
Well, there's 1 rifle down.
حلو حلو.
Don't
Easy
have to
kill.
think about that.
يا اخوان راح اعمل
Nico's
ابلود
priorities
للريل
will
هلا
grab it.
بدي 7.
Kind of gets
It's
blown
nice.
away though, and in that moment of retrieving the gun, Apex takes it as a chance to just cross over through secret.
So again, we see some rounds like this where Apex can find out if there's people downstairs. If there are, then he can just turn into a vent
شو
player
نكتب
or
عنوان
just
على
frag
الريل؟
out.
Trying to flash them out. I don't think they're thinking about Flamesy, so
لا 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 فالكونز.
lets the AK go,
Oh.
and Flamesy
Right.
just nails him with the headshot. Unarmored head at
Ah,
that moment.
بزوز.
Yeah, that's how you approach no
شو نكتب
armor
عنوان للريل؟
players.
بفكر لك ثواني.
And
Just
that'll be the
the-
lower
Perfect.
site, now vulnerable.
لعبة جديدة.
10 drop kick. Oof. These rounds are feeling all too convincing.
Yeah, that's just the CT side. Unfortunately, they'll get back to guns in this follow-up.
انت شغل
Nothing
لي
poor Magis can do about it. But the thing is, every time you push lobby, you've got to consider that Rops is hiding in one of these corners.
Yeah, he knows he's looking for him.
احتراف الجديد.
Talk
أنا
about the
مفكر احتراف
anxiety
ريماتش
that must be
الجديدة. عم
when it comes
فكر
to
عم
playing
صيغة.
versus a team that has Rops on it. You know, just really the best of his style.
It's just because you just slot him in and he adds space. He doesn't take it. is like Nico in that sense, or Nico play outside. He adds space because everyone else can do whatever they want. Monacy can come support if he wants to, but you don't have to have 2-player setups outside with him on the team. Same with Rops. You leave him on an angle, you know he's good. So
لازم تشوف هذا الفيديو.
I think versus
very little support. Low
versus Spirit in the semifinal yesterday as well. I mean, Rops just gave us a masterclass in terms of the lobby to ramp lurks. Anytime Outer was played, which was basically every round from Apex, right? His consistency in hitting yard had that Spirit squad just so hyper-focused. And in those moments, every time you let your guard down, Rops is just going to creep around those corners.
Yeah.
Felt like Ramp had his name just stamped across it.
Yeah, it's just ramp and secret. You know, it's the longer way to get to lower, but it's the way that Vitality like to approach it. They do not risk trying to do vent drops with upper fakes because there's so much spam involved, so many nades that can blow up in smokes in CS2 that it's just way more dangerous to do that. It becomes situational for them. But, you know, low numbers late into the round, Squeak is always a great option. When Vitality feel like they're in the power position and 5v5, they will go for outside cross smokes, establish on secret, then make a choice after that. A lot of times it's the ramp splits that come in. And then in between those rounds, it's the full strength upper hits. You know that that's on the back of Falcon's minds right now because they haven't seen that yet.
So far,
4-1
Snake was
لفيتاليتي.
correct in his assessment of Nico kind of getting put through the blender, struggling to get some outer momentum going. Monacy spots it from above. Nico wants to try to test this, but also doesn't give away his position. Doesn't
found the
spam,
timing, though.
wants to flank. And then at the same time, Rops gets active. From top hut comes the response out of Magisk, and Nico actually didn't follow. He goes deep into the corners of Garage instead, just waiting for the main split.
I think after Rops got his kill, he started to get concerned about upper suddenly because why would that lurk come in? Well, just to thin the herd down a little bit.
Just such another great example of Vitality getting their opponents to second guess every piece of info that they have.
Even without ramp, you have the threat of a 3-pronged split here on lower. You've got the windows on control side, the doors, and decon as well. Tessus is up in the spot, Xantaris. It's a key position, but right now the attack is not majority from decon.
Despite Rops being dead, Monacy still concerned about that ramp flank. Ooh, good one from Tessus. Keep the decon kill clean. There's a deep peek, bolstered by that smoke.
Incredible.
You get Monacy out of the equation by smoking it off. They just jump on Tessus.
And see, that's the 3-prong split right there. They don't even need to come in from ramp for it, and they still have so many ways to attack. They did a good job also of surveying inside of the vent before they went into decon, and they saw there were no rotations. That's where it was very scary for Falcons. They didn't actually know for sure that that was what was happening. It was only Nico's audible as 4 players crossed right by him that they felt it was going to be a lower attack.
A moment there where Nico had to make a critical choice to follow through a smoke into secret with the threat of that entire pack of players he heard staring at him as they maybe come back to A and arguably set up by an early activation of Rops.
This is a disinformation play from Vitality.
Okay.
They had Rops come out of hut onto upper. No matter what happens, it stops Nico from worrying about this flank because he thinks there's some greater plan at play. And instead, Vitality just go forward, are happy with it being a 4v4, and take the lower side as if it's a standard round.
There have been in the past criticisms of Magisk on the A-site defense of Nuke.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a round where unfortunately the timing, he's not having eyes on the hut exit. This time he finds the opening kill. Sweet revenge for having dropped his teammate in the round prior. Magisk gets away with 10 HP.
One of 2 rifles here for Falcons. It's been a few rounds with 2 rifles.
Early force buys didn't really net them much. Still just that 1-round win.
Nico just wants to get involved so badly. He might have a timing swing. We'll see. Utility's not here to support him, though. He's just going to be listening.
I mean, stomping all the while. They got to know somebody's potentially back here. Eats that flash. He gets into the smoke. Oh, this is huge.
Did they both eat it? Is that why?
That was Mezzi on the other end of it. Now Mezzi and Nico are just face to face. And Monacy's going to serve up a distraction in the middle of it. How has he managed to skate past them twice?
He doesn't even know he was sharing a room with his enemy right there and
على
somehow
أخت لعبك
doesn't get the chance to get a kill.
ZywOo will though. Doesn't let that chance slip by. Just denies Kixan outside of main. I mean, that could have been a bloodbath either direction.
2 players guaranteed upstairs. They probably think there's an extra one. They're trying to speed up down lower.
It's the pistol in TSS.
Where?
The headshot
So
again.
nasty.
That Desert Eagle has been class, but Mezzi and ZywOo with the better weapons get the better position. And unfortunately, limited rifles, one of which in Nico's hands just never has anything to shoot
الزريل وانا
at.
عم فجر
Good
مار
set of utility
بيجي
here
فيها
from
والله.
Magisk, and Nico's coming in
ريل
full
براس
speed,
ماهر.
and they have a kill.
يابا في كذا مرة وانا عم ضرب فيه.
Nico's got to be the one to unravel this. Mezzi opts to take that deep position back sight. Magisk slow to the party, but critically has to come through with the kit and the util. And ZywOo's missed that timing on the flank. Nico's gonna start to crawl upwards. It feels like ZywOo's gonna find himself 1v2. Mezzi gets cleared out, just trying to hold it on his own. Remember, kit out there on the play. But Magisk, he's gonna die to this nade. Oh, just gets blown off sight. ZywOo, ice cold, another clutch to the tally.
Yeah, that's right, man. He's running out of chalk now with this tally. My goodness. Vitality absolutely crushing. Perfect rotations every time they've hit lower, even when there's players here to stop them. They're so careful about the way that they approach, and it's always like 2 kills at the same time as they're entering in. That's even with a great deagle shot from TSS. Zany situation inside of the big garage between Nico and Mezzi. Man, they don't even know they were sharing space. They can smell each other in that spot.
هون هون فاتوا ببعض.
And if I'm Nico, I'm starting to get so frustrated.
Yeah.
The round prior, you know, he kind of hides back garage.
Yeah, it's he can't play the game.
He can't.
Can't play the game.
He can't play the game.
He can't.
Frustrated.
Yeah.
The round prior, you know, he kind of hides back.
The thing is, man, this Vitality's game plan is outside. We know that about their T side
Every time.
And Nico, well, he's supposed to be the perfect counter to that. So if he can't play the game, he's got to ask for help or find a new way to try. Because otherwise, there's just going to be a lot of sitting behind smokes and letting Secret get taken over. The one time he started here was the 1 AK round for ZywOo, where Flamesy baited and saw him. Nice. Okay. There's a little bit of support. Actually countering the cross smokes with something.
So a lot of attention, though, given over to it, right? TSS to Secret, plus the Kixan Nico combo.
يابا ان شاء الله يجيبوا كم راوند هون.
They're going to test him. Rob's behind the vent already.
Also, speaking of not playing the game, avoiding Monacy entirely too. He's 1-6.
Robs has had a good time on this A floor, finding timings. And now he's got support from Hut instead. Kixan just kind of caught in the open. Now suddenly tons of pressure here on Magisk. They write him off for a second. He's not able to get more than one. And so they do what Robs does and just creep out onto this bomb site in numbers, recovering from a man deficit.
It's got to be a retake, man. It's not going to be an easy round, but it's finally a round that ends upper. And they're in a 3-on-3.
He's looking for the flank. Vitality locking into these forward positions inside of Hut. Flamesy thinking about the approach, sees a bit of skin, tries to pounce on it. Meanwhile, squeaky door held off. ZywOo awaits your attempt. Do you have anything behind it? Not in his eyes.
No chance.
Not in his game. Not this time. 7-1 Vitality.
Not a moment where he gets greedy and goes a little bit too wide on that. 15-2 is ZywOo here on map 5. Nico finally gets a kill outside early on to make it a 5v4, and then this happens. The conditioning for Vitality is the upper side has been left so passive for so long. There's no one up in Mustang, no one up in Fur, no one in Heaven to spot this Hut walkout, and that gets used against them again.
Fast one. Flamesy wants to test it.
They're dropping the vent.
Thinking to yourself, you've just got the weapons advantage. You are absolutely correct. Playing with Falcons at the moment. Rob's gonna drop util just to ensure that there is no sudden thrust from the Falcons retake. There it is, the one gun. Nico knows he's got to do it, and he's got to do it on his terms.
Yep, 5v3 now.
Just comes flying out through the smoke grenade, keeps them on their toes, and obviously here you see Apex so far removed. It is a long journey for him to join up with this very open crossfire between Rops and Mezzi. A vacant bomb site between them.
طب ما في
Pressure
كت،
on
شو عم
both
يستنوا؟
ends now that that smoke comes up and
ما في
Ross
كت.
knows he has to play into cover. All of a sudden, his teammate's dead.
ما في كت.
And so Apex a little late to the party, but with a 10
الله
second
يساعدهم.
defuse covered by
يا
smoke, they
زلمة.
get the better of it, you'd think.
Oh my God, the
Yet
time though.
again, it's gonna come down to the wire, but this time,
لحال.
this time,
الحمد لله
it's
لحال.
Falcons.
Every kill and the last possible
نعم يا
opportunity, and they get the
زلمة.
defuse. I'm so happy for Falcons. Otherwise, what do they get out of this half? Vitality have every right to be upset about it because it is just these egoing players.
And guess what changed this round? Nico got
Nico,
to
eh?
play. Yeah. Makes a move through smoke.
Ooh. Apex needed to go around to
امبارح ربح
decon
علينا
to make
مكمورة.
that happen.
Right.
يا عم غش مكمورة.
But he was
في لك على
on a
المزن.
very long walk there. I can understand.
اللي هو مشلك
7 rounds on this T side already. Spam damage for Robs
حتى
to
لما
have
لعب
to deal with.
مشلك.
Magisk in these most recent rounds has been making a harder go of it for the Estonian. And we've seen a lot of setups with no rafters support, but this time that's different. Kixan gets vision of them crawling down that vent. Tons of damage done, but yet once more, it looks like Bomb should plant. Tesses has other ideas. Molotov for him to have to deal with. Messi just wants to put this into the post plant. At the very least, calm down. And maybe now these lurks can activate at the right moment. But Monesi keeps his head on a swivel. Apex is going to write off the possibility of another on the A floor. Messi, your time to shine. And nothing more than the one. Falcons tether nicely, and they deal with these high-pressure situations smoothly. Another retake added to the round count. 3 Mo, it's not enough.
I'm surprised to see the event plays because again, Vitality just don't do that
كيف
that
سوف
often.
تستفاد من الأوبر في ماب
In
نيو؟
pretty close situations early on into the round. this is
برا
fine.
فيني يلعب برا.
CS2, you can
برا.
spam the smoke, you can see somebody
City
easily.
بده يلعب
Magisk,
برا.
as you mentioned, has been doing really good damage
طيب.
early on.
والتيم يلعب برا.
versus Squeaky.
عادي ما هو حلاوة النيوك انه في كثير فيها
Give one away.
لونج رينج. حتى لو اخذوا هن بالبي فيك تلعب بالريتيك فيك تلعب او
يس بس قصدي انه هلا يستفادوا منه للكمباك. يا بده يلعب هيفن جوا على الاي.
ممكن كمان في له كذا مكان بالهيفن فوق احسن شيء.
They've got Falcons on the edge of their seats.
Yep.
And I think Falcons are going to stay there because they are starting to pull off these round wins.
I think they need more ideas though. We'll see how Vitality approach this one. Yeah, this time it's just Apex going to be throwing some utility. Again, they always establish, threaten the cross, get someone in secret, but here they could come back to upper.
هي ام 9 سلوتر اللي معهم ها؟
لا اوتوترونيك.
It's a vulnerable site. The way that it's been held so far, I'm not surprised they just want to
سلوتر زهرية بتلاقيها كلها.
Awkward here, Apex. Okay.
بلعوا لها المطية.
Kixan takes fire damage.
اولي حرام.
Got more pressure coming out from Squeaky, but the
Nice.
good here from Magisk. And so A-site defense tested but not bested. And event drop. No.
خرايا عليك يا نيكو.
got away with the bomb.
Zywoo comes back
رايح
up.
عليك وين شاف.
Magisk holds
لا
it.
بالله عليك.
Shot for 8 HP.
Hey.
He tries again. Slippery is this Zywoo.
Yeah. Wow, there's still 2 players up there. They're the ones who wanted to come down the vent after him. He had no idea.
زايو لعيب ماكينة
One
ماكينة.
player snuck away, and there was a chance that he pulled that off. But Falcons stuff the upper attack because they molly into. Apex comes in what looks like early. Kixan has nowhere else to go, obviously.
دفاي
I thought I heard a flash, and Kixan was looking into the wall, so maybe Apex is really confident he's blind. He's going to take the risk, run through fire. You know, Apex does flirt with danger.
هاي الراوند المفروض لهم الا اذا رشوا لهم شي رشه بتخرب وفتحوا
Momentum
وجههم.
from Vitality suddenly comes to a bit of a halt.
Yeah, they get. I mean, Falcons get 5 here. They've made a full recovery. It's not the 9-3 they got at Melbourne, but
Potential for 4 in a row.
definitely.
And knowing the stat line in terms of pistol round wins, You gotta hang on to that. From top hut, Magis.
حرام عليك يا ماجس. حلوة.
Cuts him down and Robs has got the next one here for Vitality. Dink though
ساعدوا.
from hut. It's in the realm of possibility. Tesses.
كيف تسس ما كفر؟
حلوة.
Clean as need be.
ما لحق هذاك بش مثل الخريه.
كان قاعد فوق هيفن.
7-5 حلوة منيحة لا بأس يعني. طفل وهلو فيه عشان الجمهور. فيها كم باك ممكن ايه. هيك الصوت صار احسن صحيح صوتي حازم ولا لا ولا ما فرق عليك؟
بلا لا بلا
والله ايه منيح لكن منيح ايش غيو. إذا فاز فالكون ماهر هيعطيك 1000 دولار. إيه فرحان بقى أنت وفهمت فالكون ماهر. تعال بقول لك عليك وعلى فالكون. يلا إن شاء الله بيربحوا له حرام نفرح لهم والله. فاينل الماضي أكلوا خرفي وكمباكات
قديش صار لهم ما شافوا بطولة بالسي اس؟
كان هالفقراء اللي عم بيلعبوا. ما كثير ربحوا شبك
زمان.
لا والبطولة اللي قبلها ربحوها يمكن نسيت وين كانت وقت كان معهم ديكستر قبل ما بتجيبها مونسي هي تاني بطولة اللي معهم يمكن
ثانية؟
مونسي هي تاني بطولة الأولى خسروها لا. كمان ضد فايتاليتي ما صار لها فترة ما صار لها أسبوع ونص تقريبا ما بتذكر ايش بالضبط بس اللي قبلها كان معهم ديكستر قبل مونسي هن ربحوها.
مو قصدك البطولة الماضية اللي ربحها فايتاليتي على سبيريت بالنهائي؟
كانت فايتاليتي ضد فالكونز.
وات؟
مو سبيريت. يب صحيح كلها تيمات تير 2 بس منيحة. مو كلها تير 2 بعدين لا كان في سبيريت كان بإجازة سبيريت
كان بإجازة.
هاي أول بطولة وياهم يابا. ايه عم نحكي اللي قبلها. شغل مكسر الحلبة هاي على انت فاولت عليهم يابا. ما فاولت الجيم اللي قبلها بتعرف حضرتها؟
كنت عم بساوي الفيديو
12-3 لفالكونز 12-3 لا تزعل.
صار 12
صار 12 اللي قبلها مونسي وياهم وخسروها ضد فايتاليتي وبالنيو كمان كانت 9-3 لفالكونز وقلبوها. احنا شفنا الإعادة ما حضرنا. بكم من 4-5 أيام شفنا الإعادة. مهم هاي الرمين.
Falcons have shown us really impressive stuff here on the pistols. Time to bring it again.
Robs finds his. Apex and Flamesy just fully expecting this play.
Total shutout.
In a game full of pistol round wins, we've not seen one so lopsided.
You can see Apex bouncing in his chair. The ramp set up the call to stack it. It's correct.
Read like a book.
Yeah, and there have been so many good pistol rounds here for Falcons in terms of reads. Getting to the open site. Yeah, literally. So many players in the kill feed. And they're having fun.
There's no way he is in a 25th potential match win streak and Apex's mouse has run out of battery.
Is that what happened?
They said charge your mouse in between rounds.
No.
Apex. On his
charging his mouse every round
on his Waro arc.
Yeah, but Falcons just don't lose to that. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. That mouse may be running out
منزل
of battery, but
الحنصة
it
يا
doesn't look like
صنصة منسي.
Vitality is anytime soon. Not in a round like this one.
مثل ستيف جوبز.
properly.
Leaning back from this pistol. Falcons know time
جنب
limited.
الأب.
And they want those buys as soon as possible. So let this one go.
بس يا
Hopefully
عبد
Nico
الملك
maybe
بس يا حبيبي.
can chip away at
بس يا
Vitality.
قلبي
Play
بس.
this round just plugged in, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's a big deal. Maybe he's just charging 3 ecos.
Let your teammates go for the chase.
We're never going to be at the Olympics, bro. They're never going to take us serious.
حلو.
Look, it's plugged
Yeah,
in.
it's plugged in. There we go.
تعال حل عني.
No way.
That's how you know it's time for a rifle round, folks.
تعال اللي اعطيته ميوت فتحت على تعليقات القبل.
With winning.
فرجيكم تعليقات القبل شباب.
Too much counter strike.
فرجيها للشباب. شباب لا طلع تعليقات القبل.
One shot.
وين ماهر وين ماهر بعدين ليك هلا اجى طلع نقاط.
The games just
Apex.
don't stop coming. Here we go.
الله تساعد
Falcons.
يا ارنب.
And unleashed. Alone in this outer play. Zywoo, whoa now.
Yeah. Oof.
Worried about Silo for a second.
Look how thorough these outer setups are. I mean, this is Zywoo drawing attention.
ممكن اذا اخذوا هاي الراوند.
Himself floating around.
Yes.
Here, there's a little bit more going on.
إذا ما أخذ هاي الراوند اتوقع جي جي.
Ducks under that one. Zywoo with one back. They know that someone's crossed, someone's dropped.
Flamesy's MP9 in vent just kind of gives him a little more room. Nico thinking about the ladder, but Flamesy, up close.
اللعبة.
Step back at the perfect time.
Splatters him. And then cautious about Kicksand. Now that is
أكتر
perfect.
اللعبة.
That's how
Incredible.
you do it. Nico showed us an excellent
حالف يمين
approach to
يضل
clearing the
يموت
secret
بالفنت.
corner. Flamesy stepping back gives him a taste of his own medicine.
Won't allow himself to get pre-fired, and the fact that he won that second duel is a moment where an individual changed the round entirely. Flamesy down to 11 HP, but his job is done. A few more seconds and Falcons will just think about saving.
أخل.
We'll see if they can get the bomb back, maybe. But even that shouldn't inspire you enough to think you can test this site.
Still got upstairs covered as well.
They try this?
Yeah, I guess they're here.
Thing is, I mean, this spot is just
It's got to be the
killer.
best clear ever. And Flamesy's
However,
low though.
Low HP gives them a second chance at the swing. Smoke grenade as well could cover the plant. Things could indeed get weird here. Flamesy repositions. Monacy catching a kill elsewhere. What a slide by.
He's still alive.
Disappears and now Monacy
Shall
to
low
a
HP.
pistol.
That's the slippery Flamesy we know. That's beautiful. Every move, man. That's Flamesy in motion. Like, he avoided getting pre-fired. He took a little damage on his next fights with a nice push-pull in the vent, taking the fight on his own
شكله
terms.
جي شكله.
Into
This step
getting
back.
a flash out and doing a Batman dive into the site with 11 health.
صباح الخير.
صار النور.
Just hurdles the railing
أنا
there.
قاعد أفتح
Slips
بس،
down,
يلا.
kills one, dives over into the corner to make sure Monacy
ترى
is
سايكوس
safe.
معقولة.
And Falcons are going to be left
مساء
dizzy
الخير نازل تحت افتح بقى.
at the prospect of this comeback now.
ماهر بدنا نكمل البطولة يا معلم.
Do what we
ما
do
صار تحت.
best. And that is comeback.
ضاعت اللعبة.
Zywoo's going to get
تنزل
killed
على
by
الدرج
Magis
تركض
from
ورا.
behind red. So
لا
that's the
بتركض
first
يفتح.
round.
أنا
Bomb
مسكر.
dropped as well.
بتخلو.
Now, Falcons have to be worried that they go to try to take over inner. I mean, we are
Careful,
talking
though.
about basically an eco, you know, besides
That
That's
image
a
is
Hexawi.
good.
gun. Yeah.
The fact that they bring Kevlar into
كله
the
باقي كم
equation.
راوند. عادي هو يحضرها ما؟
ما
One of the
اتوقع
awkward features of
يمكن
that
ايه
Mirage
هن
game
عندهم
was the round
دخلوهم.
Falcons pulled out of the hat with lesser buys.
يلا.
We haven't seen it since, but it could damn well rear its head here in the 16th of Nuke. Rops is getting distracted, but unfortunately
These are the
for the
lurks.
Falcons
Yeah.
side, Kicksand can't get him.
You can't use a Rops play versus Rops, can you? It seems like
Rops.
Falcons are doing a lot of what Vitality do, except the difference is Vitality are playing pushed up outside, more players
روبس
outside in
وزايوة عم
general,
تحكي
a
على
lot
اثنين
more
مجرمين يا
active, a lot
زلمة.
more information.
A stark contrast to the moments where a single smoke blocks Nico's vision.
Does anybody spot? Oh, Mezzi has
Yeah.
the cross from opposite vent.
They'll watch it from vent at 25. Mezzi should be afforded to just lock in on this swing.
Yeah, he sometimes has to check Squeaky just in case because of Rop's feet. But
right now, worst timing possible for him, but Rops is able to find that. Vet player, okay.
No problem.
Mezzi just gonna snap it down. It felt like they had found their opening.
GG.
Falcons getting the better of the timing.
There is just one, he had to check Squeaky at least a little bit just because Rops will get spotted his feet by people walking out of Squeaky, but he's in a good spot to watch Hut. Only timing they could have come out, they found it, but he still handles the situation.
And I'm curious because Rops gets the kill on Heaven, so I wonder if he checks it. Yeah, that Sixth Sense tingles.
Yeah, wow. Did he just duck under a shot though?
In the moment Mezzi checks Squeaky, Rops knows hold Heaven.
Wow.
That is the level of communication that Vitality are currently operating on. Cerebral CS.
I would love to know if they calmed it. Because whether it's
مستحيل عاد تجي صح؟
communication or intuition, it's incredible. These guys just met each other.
من جيم 2 راوند 5 صار ما مو مدري شو صار له.
Almost exposed. Shots from top silo. Apex, though, I think, you know, he's afforded these kinds of spams. Even when we're talking about Nico and Garage, think about how infrequently he spammed any smokes or kind of puffed his chest like Apex will. Why? Because he was always on his own.
Yeah, and they could have had more nades, you know. The one time Kixan naded it, Nico got a kill on the cross. Yeah, CS2 nuke, man. You gotta put more pressure on those smokes. Rops and Zywoo both 18 and 8 in this game. And we'll see if Nico just gets cozy in the vent for the upstairs pop or what. With one spotted, door gets opened upstairs. They're really trying to fake this with Nico. But no one has to move from the CT perspective. No one in the hut to catch that drop-off.
Molotov gets him to change spots. Zywoo down after one. You've got Mezzi looking to anchor, supported from above.
Oh, what a shot.
But that support's dead thanks to Monacy. Bunch of damage here. And a late arrival from Rops, as he is nowhere to be found. All made possible by Monacy, who was not afforded much gameplay in that first half. Just left over in ramp, barely ever tested. From 6 kills to 9 off this integral moment.
I think that's also game plan, though, that Monacy didn't get to play the game, because this is another player that could have been getting kills outside. There was no opping outside in general. And because it's Nico who can and decide to play by himself, I wouldn't be surprised if that was just the idea they had. But the amount of times they could have picked off, I mean, a lot of teams could pick off Apex walking around. There are tons of chances to do that. And this round won't come without losses. Okay, Kixan survives, gets a kill in the end. It's one round here for Falcons. It's an upper take that's very close. Vitality, you know, they're not gullible here. They don't actually move too many players down more because that Nico fake. But Monacy hits a key shot up into heaven.
Here are the other ones as well.
Side.
Oh, nice round.
Clearly a bit of an act of desperation there from Flamesy.
هاي الراوند كثير مهم ترى. طلع نيد بحضنه.
But it affords them, even though only one player survives, another gun round with nades.
It's clear now Tessus isn't going to get 40 kills for you again on Nuke, so it's going to have to be Monacy and Nico coming up to make this comeback happen. This could be where we were at on Mirage with the same thing for Vitality. It's time for you to look inspired, Falcons. Just coming off a good round.
If the engine of each of these teams are their op and rifle combo, it is very clear that Vitality's is online. Yet again, Rops and Zywoo top the charts, waiting for their challenge, and it's offered up by Kixan. Flamesy bested. That's looking like a nice primed A site for the taking. Monacy thinking about that flank. Good on him. It's a nice risk assessment, but Rops will always respond if you give him that chance. And it's a whether of not tether off of Apex. Can he come out from Garage to join up here, or because of the costs of the last round, do they write this one off?
Yeah, if they had a molly for opposite vent, maybe they try it. I don't know if they're going to wait for a mistake and see. Probably going to come down to Apex here.
At the same time, you have also talked about a round one ago that cost a lot of Falcons
خلص
as they
انسحب.
departed that bomb site with the round win. And it looks like Vitality understand the weight of the situation.
They kept the losses high last round on Falcons. Win. They're going to try to do that again.
حلوة.
Apex dies.
Rops though could still do it. He'll drop at least
لا
one.
لا لا اخت روبز.
And
بس
the
سلاح
bomb-
مرمى.
Oh no, finds Tessus.
Yeah, last 2 rounds. One
But there
alive
we go.
here.
Good on Falcons. Good on Monacy. We said that's the duo that's got to get active.
Yeah. All right, this one's expensive, but this game is now within reach here for Falcons. 2 very good rounds. Just a double hut setup that only gets 1 kill, and Monacy's awareness makes sure to refrag and get a second in the sequence. 2 good rifle rounds back to back for him. Vitality
معلم في ناينات كمان بتخوف هاي.
outright winning them, so surely Falcons going to approach this with caution.
Zaiwu invests pretty heavily. And doesn't try to hide the facts.
وين البومب؟ في سموك.
And I wonder if they see the outside cross smokes,
Wow.
if Vitality are going to try to go into a stack, because they're doubled up on ramp at the moment. And we see that Rops takes trophies so often, or at least postures for it.
بالله عليك ما تخليه يشيلها.
They don't clear this out first. This is going to be something.
بالله عليك ما تخلي هالعكروت يشيلها. وحش.
Wow.
حلوة. تلعب يا عجي.
Nicely done, Monacy.
Perfectly isolates those fights.
الراوند اللي بعده مهم.
Fingers crossed. That is a sign of what's to come.
Looks like they're aiming to take this downstairs, actually. It should be no problem, but Zaiwu, he's on speed dial outside of secret. 2 players already downstairs. With the proper utility, there's nothing to be worried about. The only thing they have to keep watch of is the time.
They still have enough of it. Big pistol swing. Hold on.
حلوة.
All's good. Monacy and Success keep their vision on that
Nice.
windowsill. And they make sure there's no funny business here from Vitality. That one
بدل
rifle
أخت
Zaiwu had never got a chance to
القليل.
shine. Maybe, depending on Magic's next moves, may not get a chance to save.
So 2 rounds prior had 1 left alive. This, they'll actually have 4. This will help them stabilize.
فيها كلام يب. هلا الراوند اللي بعده كمان مهم كثير. 11-8 اذا بياخذوه 11-9 11-10 المفروض.
Closer. End of the first half of the 4-round streak. Looking to go
كلهم
on fire to
مهمات
make this
نوعاً ما.
comeback possible. Monacy with the inspirited rifle performance here to complement his op performance on Mirage. 35 frags from him on Mirage.
I mean, both the maps that you see on the top of the board for Falcons, essentially Monacy. The star of both shows. Mirage, a whole other level. Only player to come into this 5th map with a positive rating. And how poetic would it be if he can push this Vitality the distance?
It was such a slow first half. So we got Monacy. We still haven't seen Nico.
هاترس.
عركنين والله.
شايف؟ شو وضع عبد محمود؟ بيلعب شيء؟
لايك.
Much like Rob's joining Vitality,
لسه؟
Monacy hoping to be that key to unlock everybody else.
يلا بركة تخلص ها.
He'll step it up on his own if he has to. Silent cross outer and no contest. Of all the rounds we've seen Vitality play quite forward defense outside, this is not the case.
Yeah.
And how does that change their lower hold?
Apex greets them with the smoke to let him know that he's ahead of this. Hut lurks are a little awkward sometimes.
كثير مهم هذا الراوند كثير مهم.
But you're less likely to be cleared if someone's, you know, if there's going to be some kind of lower take. Be very careful with your jump
العيار.
spots. Oh, shot comes out early. They're going to rush him down.
Sir fires beyond them, so nearly 0 damage off that one. And even a little bit slow to get out from the window, but he's lucky Falcons don't pounce.
It's kind of a weird composite. Are they going to try to make it upstairs, or are they going to commit here? As Magix is still sitting here inside the hut.
It's just that Mac 10 and
The bomb's going back. Yeah, they are going to try to bring it back upstairs. This is like a late round adjustment. We'll see if it works.
Incendiary to go down Hut. And if it gets dropped on Hut, then suddenly Magisk is turned away from sight.
Little awkward here.
He still finds Flamesy at the very least, but now we're going double defense in the sight.
Bomb
starting to get rambunctious. What's Monacy going to do with 15 seconds? He's cut off by the in-game leader. They go back and forth. Damage here from Apex. There is still time.
يلا
Try to run it down with low health. 7 seconds. Plant denied. And they outplay themselves.
Yes, they do. They get so confused. They have two ideas happening.
ضيعوا حالهم ترى ها.
They don't know which one to follow.
اخر
And coming
كثير.
back up.
هم ضيعوا حالهم. رجع طلع ايه رجع اثنين ضل تحت بي رجع اخت اللعبه الخرا.
After 3 great rounds for Falcon.
ما عبهم شي سوا.
Mentally, they get it's too cluttered. The ideas. There's maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe it's the inexperience, but it's not a round to be proud of, unfortunately. That's a tough way to go out.
ليش ما مشي سوا؟
Conversation we had back on
أجل لفالكون كيكسن هذا المطي اللي بالنص.
Points only to win the first in OT. You said a classic sign of pressure.
Yeah.
When the comeback is yours to accomplish, so is losing to time.
Yeah. Whether it looked like they could plant or not, they didn't give themselves a real chance of taking a site with control and patience. They just had to rush it down. And yes, there are moments here where Vitality are even confused. And that's because the options they thought were real weren't.
ضيعوا حالهم وضيعوا الدنيا. فيكينج.
Falcons have to do better than that.
والله فيكينج. بينعم يفيكوا.
It's hard to compare an IGL to someone like Apex, who has played for as long as he has, versus all the best teams in the world in history, and who has been IGLing for 6 years now.
Wealth of experience in different roles on different rosters in different periods of Counter-Strike. We talk about Kerrigan's encyclopedia that he's able to tap into. Apex is creating those pages.
Yeah, not only has he become a great IGL, he's now the one that everyone copies. That's the biggest compliment to his game. But are you just going to be a cheap imitation? And if so, are you going to be obvious?
Man, what are they trying this time? We've gotten down to 40 seconds, and there's barely been movement.
This is bad again. I think they want to take it upper because that's where their best entries have been. Apex catches lurks from this position. This is why you play here.
It's a deep lean. It's a back turn to him.
GG.
حتى
Flamesy drop in the process. Hut push means bomb dropped. Mezzy off the site again. Rock solid anchors. Rock solid vitality. They pull it off again. 100 days since their last loss, and a win streak that won't just go one step further, but rather one that'll cross yet another continent. From Melbourne to Lisbon to Stockholm to Poland, and now in Copenhagen too, the 8th Counter-Strike 2 trophy for this organization. Truly feels like we can say the sky is the limit.
They didn't need Inferno to do this. After that, it felt like they would give up. That they couldn't put on another performance to match their last one, and yet here they are delivering again. Performing miracles and magic.
and
destroying rivalries right before our eyes. Before they even begin. Mouse or Falcons or Spirit, no one can stand up to this roster right now.
Blood, sweat, and tears put into this Falcons project, and it will continue to attempt. In a time where the top 4 feels so tight, it is clear there is one that steps ahead of the rest. Your Blast rivals champions, Team Vitality.
يلا يا اخوان الله يعطيكم الف عافيه نورتونا جميعا شكرا لتواجدكم العظيم معنا نلتقي ان شاء الله في لايف جديد غدا والسلام عليكم ورحمه الله تعالى وبركاته باي باي
الشوارب توكسيك والشوارب
البكس
توكسيك على الاخر
حرام والله